Welcome back to the Boxing Bookie. We are back. We are back. It is good to be back. Gonna get a good one for you today. Gonna get into Billy Deniz and Mickey Ellison, in which should be a one-sided fight. But before we get into that, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow 3Boxing blog, on all forms of social media. The Boxing Bookie comes at you for every single major fight. So you how to consistently make money betting on the sport of boxing. The bookies, the odds makers, they don't know what they're doing. I do. I'm going to show you how to consistently make money betting on the sport. So join the Patreon. Link is in the description. Just $5 a month gets you the absolute best gambling advice. That's patreon.com. The link is in the description. It's also a little ticket below. Get the lock of the week. Get asked to book anything. Get the updated props. Get requested video. Get the absolute best boxing advice and get the best gambling advice anywhere in the boxing universe. And after you do that, head on over to carnivalbar.com. That is carnivalbar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. Carnivalbar.com. It's a meal in your pocket. It's the nutrition of a steak, the convenience of a bar, the world's only high-fat, grass-finished beef bar that replaces a meal while on the move and stores for years. Get your travel autonomy and freedom back. That's carnivalbar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. All right. And also subscribe to our channel, Texas Boxing Scene, on YouTube. All proceeds from that channel go to autism research and recovery. All right, let's get into today's show. Let's get into Billy Deniz. I'm not a huge Billy Deniz fan. I think he's a decent prospect who's going to flame out at a relatively elementary level. He's not a huge hitter, but he's committed to his punches. He loads up on a lot of his shots. He loves his power. I'll say that. He's an aggressive fighter, has decent feet. He rips the body really, really well. He will drop his hands and things like that and get into exchanges. He's not difficult to hit. He gets sloppy and he gets a little sloppy and he gets a little wild. But again, good body puncher, grinds on the inside, punches his way free. He'll punch his way out of clinches, breaks, get himself out of breaks like that. Decent head movement. Can slip shots. He can make you miss a little bit. He's a decent athlete. He's not a top premier world level athlete, but he's a pretty decent athlete. He can hit his angles for sure. He hits those angles. Decent athlete, high, not a high volume guy, and he's not a hitter. And he throws a lot one at a time, but he does commit to his shots. And he's sloppy but he has decent speed. He has a little bit of pop. He's not a huge hitter, but he's got a little bit of pop, and he throws nice hard shots. And sometimes he loads up too much, and sometimes it's too much one at a time. But he makes his shots count for sure. Shots are too long, and a lot of times they're telegraphed. And I don't see any of this working at a world level. But he's fighting Mickey Ellison, super aggressive. Not great volume, but he throws in enough volume. He stays aggressive, and he's a pressure fighter. He's not your typical British fighter in that sense. He's not mechanically, technically sound. He's got some flaws. He's not a back foot fighter. He's a front foot fighter, pressure fighter that loads up. He's just not your typical British fighter. Mickey Ellison. Now, Mickey Ellison kind of is. Basic boxer, throws in rhythm, decent volume, likes to be, at distance, throws his straight shots. He's slow, not really physically gifted, doesn't have great speed, lunges a bit, a little bit slow. The speed's an issue with Mickey Ellison. He really is a slower fighter. He likes to come forward. He's also a bit mechanical with his shots. He throws kind of wide shots. They're not very smooth. They're not very athletic. He's not a tremendous athlete. Keeps jab out there. Lack of hand speed, as they're going to keep coming up. His sloppiness. He pushes his shots. He pushes his shots more than he throws them. He throws to the targets, not through the targets. It's just decent timing, decent counter puncher. He's got decent timing on his shots. Domestic level guy, not a ton of lateral movement. His a little bit sloppy, and he's not clean, and he's not neat, and he's not a hitter, and he's just not that good of a fighter. He's slow, plodding. He's basic, is what I'm saying. He's basic. He's nothing special, and he's not even fundamentally sound, right? Like it's not like he's technically perfect and he can advance at the domestic. He's not. I'm not a fan of Mickey Ellison. I'm not a fan of Billy Deniz either. But I think Billy Deniz clears in this fight, and there could be a stoppage. Although I think it goes the distance. Let's take a look at the bet. We only have a money line on this, and it's minus 900. This is a nice little bet to add to your parlay. It's not going to build your parlay, but at minus 900, we can soundly bet on Billy Deniz. It's two different levels. Billy Deniz is at least a European level fighter, good athlete, decent pop, as flawed as he is. He's a level ahead of Mickey Ellison, who is here because he's been in with other fighters, and that's why he's here. And it's a metric and a gauge for Billy Deniz. But one times bet on that would make you 11. You could double that up. 1.5 times bet would make you 16 bucks or so, 16.66. But really what you want to do is add this to your parlay. Throw your parlay on this. It'll bring down your odds a little bit. We can parlay this with some other bets and clean up on this because it's I think it goes a distance. I would like to have seen props on this. I'll check again tomorrow to see if they update props on this. But if you can get Billy Deniz to go the distance, I think that's a decent bet. I think Mickey Ellison goes distance. Get the over. You can get the Billy Deniz by decision. I would like to see the odds on that, see if that's worthwhile. All right, but let me know what you guys think. Billy Deniz, money line, minus 900. Add it to your parlay. Make it, if you want to bet on it alone, bet your standard bet times 1.5. But that's an easy money. That's a review. It's January 9th, 2025, from Texas to the world. Thank you, and God bless.
Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3D Boxing is on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.